Hey there, everybody. Parks Owsley here with Inven Global, and I'm joined by Svenskeren, the jungler for Evil Geniuses. You guys just won in a 4-game series in the quarterfinals or whatever they are now at the new playoff. You said you were shaking on Twitter. The win obviously felt great. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling really good. I was kind of scared in the game 4 because I thought we were going to get outscaled, but then a lot of shenanigans happened and we were able to find a lot of crazy fights.
Yeah, what was it like with all the pauses there? Because the analysts were saying it was actually kind of good for you guys because you get to think about, all right, we have to engage. So what was that like?
Yeah, I guess I think the pauses kind of help both teams, or like make both teams play kind of different afterwards, because it's so draining. You're just like waiting for the game to start. It might start anytime, and it's just like, I think it was like 30 minutes where we just like have no idea if the game is going to start like any moment, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I guess during the break we're kind of able to realize that if we play normally, we're just going to lose this game. So yeah, I guess it benefited us pretty well.
Yeah, you got the back door there, which was super exciting. Jizuke talking about how it was an LEC type game. So I want to talk about the second half of the split, because obviously you have found yourself moving through the playoffs, the first team to advance. But just like 5 or 6 weeks ago, you were in a pretty rough situation. You went 6-2 from like week 6 on. You won the tiebreaker to get into second place. So what happened with this team? What did something click?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a pretty rough start because we just had some different views on the game that we had to like kind of work over and just like adapt to each other, see how people want to play the game. Like we had just very different views on how we want to play the game. And yeah, I mean, I guess we just kind of found a play style that kind of suits us, and we did some compromises to each other's play styles. Yeah, and I guess the level of NALCS has also been pretty low this split. So like the only good team is like C9, and then all the other teams are pretty bad. So that kind of helps us too.
Yeah, it is nice. I maybe would have been a little bit more difficult to make that run if you were in the LEC or something, but you did it. So that's a good testament to you guys. You talk about some of the compromises. Was it just everyone taking, okay, this is how I want to play, we'll do a little more of this, and I'll say we don't have to do that, whatever? Or did you just say, was it like, okay, well, Jizuke understands side lanes better than everyone, we're going to let him control side lanes, and just kind of giving people more power? What did that look like?
I think it's just been giving Jizuke a lot more freedom in what he wants to play and just how he want to play the game. So a lot of times he's off in the side lane, and we're just kind of like waiting for him to create pressure. We're not like trying to force some 5v5 fights, like just dragging him on to group with us, like a lot of NA teams play. Like it's just 5v5 down mid lane, and I mean he's playing really well if he's in the side lane. So I think we just try to make sure he can stay there and create pressure that way. I think that's working really well for us.
Yeah, it is. Do you feel like he has changed? Well, here, let me rephrase that. I have seen a difference, and I think people have talked about there's been a difference in his level of play specifically. Is that more due to him adapting to NA and the way that the other 4 guys on the team play? Or is that more of the team adapting to him and the way he plays?
Not really sure. I mean, it's hard to say why we're looking good right now.
Okay.
It's either the NLCS is just trash and maybe we're a bit better, or we're actually good. Like, it's really hard to say. Like, I think we kind of cracked how we want to play the game as a team right now, as us 5. And I mean, this is working out right now, so just gotta keep it up,
Yeah, for sure. You've still got a couple more series left. This game, the last game that you played, you also played through Bang, which historically Bang hasn't been the smash lane, win game type of player. But you played the Callista, I think, twice this series. What's going on with kind of his level of play? How is he kind of changing his style up?
I mean, I think Bang has always been really consistent, and if you give him a lead, he usually never throws. I think the game 4 was pretty rough for him. I think he might have lost focus. I think a lot of people lost focus after the pauses, and I mean, he might have been a victim of that too. So, but yeah, I mean, usually Bang just never throws, and he always puts out a lot of damage. Even like if he's behind or if he has a big lead, he always puts out a lot of damage, which is just a good trait he has, I guess. Like he knows when to deal damage and how to play the team fights really well. So yeah, I never feel like a game is lost because I know if we somehow make it to the late game, Bang can always carry. So yeah, I mean, just playing for bot lane in this last game was like we can always win if we give Bang a lead. Just translated like if we can give him a lead like faster than just nobody going bot, like speed up the process, then he can carry earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. It worked out this time. It got a little shaky there, but you got the win. So moving forward, you don't know who your opponent will be next week, but you imagine it'll be Cloud9. Facing off against your former team, they went 17-1 this split. They look very good. You called them out earlier. What's that matchup going to look like for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, if Cloud9 makes it against the 100 Thieves, it's obviously going to be a pretty hard match. I can imagine it's going to be really hard for us, but I mean, we got a week to improve right now before our next match. And I mean, I think we have a lot of fire to win the series and make it to finals. Like, I think we're here to really just win the whole thing, so we're not going to back down now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. However, if you beat Cloud9 next week and they go to losers bracket, you could end up facing them again in the finals. So do you think you can beat them twice?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough no matter who we face off. Like, I think it's going to be pretty fun with this losers bracket. Like, obviously, even if we lost today, we will have a chance to still win the whole thing, which can kind of give like a sense of relief. Like, it's not over if you lose this one best of 5. So, yeah, I mean, it's just exciting. It's just more games as well, which I always wanted to just play more games. It kind of sucks it's not stage games, but I mean, even though it's online, like there's a lot of pressure on still. I felt like really, really excited when we won these games. So I can definitely feel it that even though it's online, there's still a lot like high stakes.
Mm-hmm. If you were, let's say you were to beat Cloud9, and you ended up meeting someone different in the finals, who would you expect it to be? Out of the other teams remaining, technically anyone can still make it. Who do you think could also beat them?
I don't know. I feel like of all the teams and players outside of Cloud9, the TSM has the most potential. I don't know if they've been able to work out like at the end of the split they look pretty bad, but I feel like they have the most potential if they find a place that works for them, some picks. So I mean, it would have to be FlyQuest or TSM. FlyQuest is looking pretty good with solo as well. So I mean, it's just hard to say.
Could you feel the difference when he was playing versus when Viper was in?
I mean, I don't want to talk too much about it, but
no,
it was a very clear difference.
Okay. Yeah. Were you confused when they started Viper? Because it seemed like at the end of the season they were just saying, okay, solo is our select. Do you think it was something to throw you off on purpose?
I mean, they ended up having pretty similar champion pools, so it wasn't a champion pool thing. It must have just been that Viper's doing a lot better in scrims than solo, but solo's playstyle is just a lot better on stage, like slow games than Viper's is. So yeah, not sure why they did that.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for talking. Is there anything you want to say to fans before we head out?
Yeah, just thanks to the EG fans for still cheering us on. I know it was rough in the beginning, but glad you guys are still here.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the interview.
No problem.
Making this work out across town, and best of luck throughout the rest of your playoffs.
Thank you.
For all of you watching, thank you so much. For more Inman Global content, please like and subscribe below, and we'll catch you next time.